Members of the company, this is your Places call. Places, please. Places for the top of the podcast. Places, please.
Get ready for a behind-the-scenes look at the glitz and not-so-glam of Broadway, education, and everyday life with Uncommon Sense. Join hosts Christopher Smith and Sharna Lopez as they bring you the best stories and shenanigans that seemingly prove how elusive common sense can really be. So take a little time for yourself to hang out with the dynamic duo Charnopher. And no leaving early, because you might just miss that 11 o'clock number.
Stand by music. Music, go.
Uncommon sense, the 11 o'clock number. And we are Charnopher.
Christopher, the show is starting.
What?
We are beginning.
I've got a phone call.
Christopher. Y'all,
Is that annoying? Because it should
it's
be.
annoying. It's super annoying. So that leads us right into what I'm just going to go right to it.
Do it. What are we talking about, Sharna?
We're talking about theater etiquette
Oh,
today.
that makes sense. Why?
And you know what's funny? We were talking about topics for the podcast, and we were like, "What about theater etiquette?" And they were kind of like, "I don't know." And then we started talking about it, and we're like,
Actually, yes.
Oh, actually, hard yes, because there's a lot of things. Like we were just like, "Oh yeah, there's some stuff," and then we started discussing, and we were like, "Oh, there's a lot of things." Number one, cell phones.
No, number one,
But
cell phones.
that's going to be our topic today. Theater etiquette. What and what not to do. What drives us crazy. What lots of maybe some interesting stories. Even I have a couple
maybe we
like
should go through.
random theater etiquette stories.
Well,
But
you know,
see,
this
that
is what I'm
wasn't even on
talking about.
purpose.
That one was not on purpose. Do not disturb on that.
But Christopher, in Christopher's fashion, has a list for
I was
us
going to
today.
say, you know, I love a list that I find.
He loves a list, and so we'll start with his list, and then it's not his list. Where is it from? Playbill.
Playbill.com.
Playbill.com, and we're gonna go off of that list, and then we will kind of pepper in our own things as we go.
I mean, it's Playbill, so
Is
they
it
should be.
ranked?
It's.
Or
I
is it
don't
just
think
like
it's
a
ranked. I
list?
think it's just like
Okay.
do not do. But there is two sections. There's a before you get to the theater and
Got it.
when you get to the theater.
And if you are like just joining us for this episode and you didn't watch our previous episode, we are in the same room together. And so that's why we look a little different and our backgrounds are different, but we are here together, which makes it fun. It's a little bit of a different feel for the podcast.
It is. And this is probably going to be our summer series the whole time during the summer because we ain't got time during the week and we're here together.
Love it.
Ta-da! Great.
All right, number one.
This one's definitely more fun to watch on the YouTube because we're like having hands flying in all directions.
We're like little kids.
We're crazy people. All right, so here we go. Number one, before you get to the theater, before.
That's even before you get there.
100%.
Okay.
You need to use the restroom.
Oh, well, Christopher, have you gone anywhere with me? I use the restroom twice before, like, we get to the theater. Actually, this is actually really timely because we were at a theater together last night. And I have to, like, okay, shows in 10, use the bathroom. Walking to the theater, use the bathroom.
Right.
1 minute to showtime, use the bathroom. Like, I am very good about that. Yes.
But part of the reason for that is that when you're at the theater, notoriously, especially the women's restroom, line around the block, people.
Also,
So,
who
do your
designs
best.
women's restrooms?
I mean,
have
that's
500 more. I know.
whole situation.
Truth.
All right. Number 2, leave large bags at home.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is like not even in the wheelhouse of where I was thinking of etiquette, but this is really good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want your giant backpack by my feet or on my area or
like
whatever.
all over me because you can't fit it anywhere. Like, put it
That's
away.
a good one. That's
Leave
a good
it at
one.
home. Bring a nice clutch.
We like ourselves a clutch.
A sensible clutch. Number 3. Ooh, this is not necessary, but I do think it's great.
Okay.
Dress to impress.
Okay. Let's pause on this one.
Yeah.
My mom wants to be on the podcast at some point, which will be that's going to be a 7-hour episode, by the way.
We'll do a 3-parter.
She has listened to it and now she's like, when do I get to come on? She will talk about this.
Okay.
And we know it. I think we're old enough to understand the idea. Well, it reminds me of church too. If we want to kind of talk about church, where when I was younger, church, you didn't go to church in jeans. Nobody wore jeans. Like you had your Sunday best or whatever you would call it, right?
Yeah.
And I used to even be able to say that to my students, like, come dressed like you're going to church or going to a wedding. Now you can go to the theater in flip-flops and shorts and you know what? I'm okay with it. If that's the new thing, cool. But I think there's something my mom always talks about, even going to the movies. Like she remembers going to see movies and you would get dressed up. Now you're not like prom dressed up. That is like before her era, like where you would get like fancy.
Well, like black tie.
Yeah.
Well,
to theater and to movies.
I don't know so much around here. I grew up near Bakersfield, and we have like the Fox Theater in downtown Bakersfield, which is obviously no longer a movie theater, but it once upon a time was a movie theater, and it was like a real, that was rude, like a Broadway theater, like a show theater, which just happened to have a screen. It's like decorated, decked like to the nines.
Yeah.
And
you'd get dressed up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and there was once upon a time they did. Anymore, it's like whatever. But they even had like an old organ in there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I think too, like, I think it makes it an event. I remember being younger and I grew up in San Diego and we would go to the San Diego Civic to see the tours that would come through there. And it was like an ordeal. Like you get dressed up nicely, you go to a dinner, whatever it is, it makes it more special. Now, I will say, at times, I'm grateful that Broadway's not like that because if you're in New York at any season other than maybe April, May, and October, you're either sweating your face off and you look like a drowned rat or you're freezing your butt off and you look like a drowned rat. So
hashtag drowned rat.
I'm always grateful in New York when I'm like, cool, I can come in my jeans and boots and oversized sweater because I can't.
I'm
or
dead.
like I just came out of a sauna, you know? I still try though. Like even last night we had our performance at the theater and that was our performance. So we get dressed up. But if Jerry and I go to a show or even if it's a local show, I still feel like there's a little,
I do like a little
common
step
circumstance to it.
I do a little step up. I don't go like full cray.
Right.
But I do step up
a little bit. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, dress to impress.
Number 3.
That's number 3. That's number 3. And that's
4.
Before you get to the theater. Now, once you get to the theater.
Here's what I'm talking about.
Here we go. So doors open half an hour before curtain, people. Now, that's not always true. I will say.
Wait, I like how serious you were about that.
The only reason
why are you
I
getting
get
upset
so
about
mad about it is because, and it even happened last night, I'm like, why are you rolling in at 7:05?
Yeah.
The show started 5 minutes ago.
Correct. Okay. I thought you were saying like don't come earlier and wait at the door.
No, that's your choice.
You have time.
That's your choice.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't even know what they say about it. I'm not reading the rest of it. That's not even what they might mean, but that's what I mean.
He just got so serious about that one. I think.
Okay, but I'm sitting there. I have to take a tangent.
It's really
I'm
bad.
sitting there and I have this like line of people trying to like crawl through the dark. Like, I can't.
I think some of them might be my
over
friends.
Me, sitting. I once had someone sit in my lap because they fell.
Wait, last night or just in?
No, but they're coming in late. Same thing for movie theaters.
Yeah.
Like you're coming in late and you're like trying to crawl over people and they full on tripped and plopped on my lap.
And I think for a minute I was going to go with, you missed the beginning part of the show. And then what you were just talking about made me realize it's just so disruptive to the rest of, and I will add onto that. If you are going to come late, stand on the side until there is a blackout or until a scene transition or applause or something where it's not a serious moment.
Disruptive.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, all right, let's see what this one is.
It's really
I got really, really upset about that.
I like it.
It clearly took me back. It was a
triggered
moment.
him to be very upset.
So
issues.
This one, I don't know so much about. I guess that makes sense. I'm reading it as in real time here. Choose the right entrance line. Okay. So it says here, when you arrive at the theater, join the correct line. Typically, one line covers attendees who have their tickets in hand, and one line covers box office or will call for people who do not pick up their tickets.
I don't know.
I feel like most people
you get that. You know that.
And I also think with modern era, more things have gone digital. Like See, is it okay? Can you clarify something for me right at this moment?
Me, Sharna Lopez?
Segerstrom?
I say Segerstrom.
Great. We're going with it. I say both depending on the day.
Well, I hate it when people say a gala or a gala. I'm like, it's gala. It's a gala. I'm having a gala. A gala? Like
a gala.
A gala. But I don't know. I would have to ask the Segerstroms themselves.
Yeah.
I just know. And here's why I think it's Segerstrom. You want to know why?
I'm ready.
Okay. We talked about kind of my backstory and that I was going to be a reporter.
Yes.
I was covering the local Costa Mesa News when Segerstrom was built.
Got it.
And I got to cover the groundbreaking ceremony, and I spoke to all the people. And I remember very clearly being told it was Segerstrom at that time because I had to do a news package, and I said Segerstrom about 500 times.
Great.
So it's Segerstrom.
Okay. Boom.
It could be wrong. I don't know.
Boom.
Okay, but at the Segerstrom.
Yes, at the Segerstrom, they had fully digital tickets.
Yeah.
So you just had them on your phone and you move on with your day.
Which is, dude,
I
a
think
game
that's the way it
changer.
needs to
It's
be.
a game changer. And I will say, I like when ushers at Segerstrom last night, they were great with it too. Okay, great. 2 flights up, second door on the right, or whatever it is. I can't stand when people go through the wrong door and then they're like, my seat. And they're like trying to get across all the people.
Oh,
yeah.
My
I mean,
same thing.
Yeah, get in the right line.
Get in the right line.
I learned something new about Christopher just now that he really doesn't like that. I better never be late. You guys know if you know my husband, he is on Jerry Lopez time. We're constantly late.
Well, and I'm the late one, which is
Christopher's
good
events.
because if I'm not really late, and Joy's like always early, unless something happens.
That's joy.
Yeah, that's joy. All right, so next, while the lights are still up, read over your playbill or performance information while the lights are still up.
Okay.
So, because
people get their freaking phones out, pardon me.
Right.
And they put their phones on the program and they got the thing.
Yeah.
And I get it. You want to know what's next or you want to see, but it's distracting.
Yeah. But if you're going to do that, because some people I know do that.
Yeah.
Try to do it with a really, really dim screen so that it's not like.
People did it last night, I think, too, because we weren't watching a show, a musical.
It's a review.
And we were trying to see who was. I'm forgiving of that, but I do agree. Read it before.
Yeah, and I will say, I still read it before, and I still needed to look at it because I'm like, what's next again? I mean,
and who did this? Who did this number? Who staged it? Yeah. Okay.
So, but as a general rule, please read the program
and/or at
before intermission or after.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Number 4. You're going to jump on this one so hard.
I can't wait.
And we have stories about it.
Yes.
No photography.
Yeah. Yep. This is the one thing. Yeah. This is why it came to my mind.
Yeah.
Well, and we have so many different facets of this. So we have in a professional setting, if we are audience members, we can start there.
Yeah.
But where my expertise really lies in this is with being a director of something and having to explain it to an audience.
Something
especially
rotten, maybe?
Youth theater, especially youth theater. As a patron at a theater, I feel like it is disrespectful to the people around you. Number 1. I also feel like we are and I am just as bad in our phones, constantly on our phones always, that if you can actually have the ability to sit and watch a live piece of theater, please just enjoy that. Please enjoy that moment. Also, it's illegal. 99% of the time, if you are watching any sort of licensed show, you are not allowed to film.
Yeah.
So that's a big one. And I don't often see it in if I go out to see a show that comes through Segerstrom, we don't, because they'll get in trouble, right? The ushers will come and talk to the people. So I don't see it that often. Where I really struggle with it is at the school level, at the youth theater level. And this might surprise you, Christopher.
I'm ready.
I have 4 children. My son is Mr. Sports. You can film sports all day long. No one cares. Everybody's got their phone out. Nobody cares. My youngest daughter is dance, vocals, that kind of stuff. And I will say, as a parent, I understand that desire to be like, oh, but it's her first dance to 9 to 5, and you're like, and I gotta get it. So I try with what I do at the studio, even at OSHA, if it's something that we are allowed to film, I try to tell our families up front. I am professionally recording this. I will provide this recording to everyone. I understand, and I also, me, and those of you who've been following or listening to our podcast kind of know me by now with my sarcasm. I like bringing sarcasm into it, and I'm like, y'all, I get
what?
What? Name the show. Anybody?
Anybody?
I mean, Christopher knows it. He did it at first. Drowsy chaperone. I just had a really good idea. Hold on. Can we have a recurring segment that's like name that show, and we just like find amazing, awesome lines from shows, and we just like bust them out, and then we have to guess each other's?
Yeah, I'll probably fail. Remember how bad I was at that one time?
And I will win.
Okay.
We're going to do it.
We'll find something I can win at then.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do two things. But I think, and I tell them as a parent, I understand that urge. Truly I do, because I'm the same way. So I try, and then I also say, I know I'm going to ask you this, and I know some of you are still going to film. I know you're not going to follow the rules, parents. I know you're not going to follow the rules, patrons. However, if it's illegal, I will come and find you. And I will tell you to put your phone down. I will say it is illegal to film this show. I don't care if it's youth theater or school. Yep. You cannot film it. If it is a show that is able to be filmed, let's say a showcase or a review show, I tell them, please be discreet. If I see your phone up, it's the person behind you that is then watching a show through a screen of a thing. I had so many parents in our Best of Broadway review that we just did that were very, very good about it. Yeah. And they held their phones down, and they were it was on dim. They weren't, but again, it's that be in the moment. If you know it's being recorded and you're going to have access to it, be in the moment. And it's also being present for the performers.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Be a good audience member. Give back. Yeah.
And you know what? I went to the Angel game the other day with my husband and my son. And I did a couple clips like in the stands, like, oh, fun, we're at the Angel game, or oh, this is my favorite player. I don't have any favorite players, but you know what I mean? There were two men 3 rows in front of us, and they had that new Android phone that opens. Have you seen it? Where it almost looks like a
Galaxy
tablet.
Fold.
Yeah.
Whatever. And
they were filming like the entire game and like up on the players and everything. And my thought was like, why are you here? Like,
that's true. Just go watch it on TV.
Yeah. If you're not going to experience it here. So I think that's a big thing. Pictures, video. It's illegal most of the time. It's frustrating and disrespectful to people around you. And it takes you out of the moment.
Yeah.
My 8 cents.
Great. I love all the sense. Uncommon sense.
Yeah. That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here. All right. Number 5 kind of goes touching on something we already touched about. Don't bring large bags, but what bags you do bring, please tuck them away.
Yeah. So we're not kicking them, tripping over them. Yeah.
Correct.
Also, if you have like a sweater. Oh, this is a good question for you.
Yeah.
So if you're in a seat, armrest etiquette.
So
what do you think?
Here's the deal. I think theoretically everyone should get one armrest.
Correct. But which one is yours?
I don't know. Because I prefer the right.
I do too.
But and
then you leave the left open to the other person. But if you're left-handed, we would have to ask like Maggie Giddens, our left-handed friend. Yeah. But I feel like if you've taken one, hopefully the person on the other side, you can take that, right? Because only take one. You don't get both. And if you have like a sweater or whatever, like I don't want it in my lap. I don't want it. Like you gotta be compact.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanking you.
Mm-hmm. Thanking you. Thanking you.
All right. This one kind of like goes to everything we started with the podcast. Turn off your phone. Just turn it off.
And I think some people don't understand what that means. I'm being serious.
I know.
They're like, it's off. And you're like, no, but it's
actually
not off. And you know what's funny? I went to go see my sister in Kinky Boots recently.
Yes.
And I really loved, I like when they do a live moment to tell people to turn their phones off. So one of the characters comes in and he's talking on a cell phone and he like walks in and he's like, oi, and then he turns around and he's like, oh, the show's starting. I got to put my phone away. He like made a bit. And he said, me too. And he tells the audience, and that means off, not on vibrate. We can hear your phones vibrating in your purses. And it's true. Like if you're in a poignant moment and it's quiet and you're just like, bzz, like it's distracting.
So here's the thing. Unless you are a heart surgeon on call.
Correct.
Turn off your buzzer.
I know.
Turn off your pagers. What's a pager? You asked?
And
but
people under the age of 30, or maybe even 35.
I don't even know.
Yes, you do. I think so too, though, with having kids. So that's another part. If you have a babysitter or you have your kids home alone and you want them to be able to access. So I'm understanding of that. But maybe aside from those two things.
Right. But it's like, at least like put it on silent and like actually silent, not vibrate.
Right.
Just put it on silent.
Right.
And here's the thing. If you are able to afford and you feel like you really need to be attached to your phone, get a smartwatch.
It'll tell you.
It'll tell you.
Like
it
the
will
displays.
Yeah. This is
smartwatch.
this is not an advertisement. We are not sponsored.
Yeah, no,
by
I agree with
Apple
that.
Watches.
Yet.
Yet. We're gonna get a sponsor. Apple sponsor. I am an
man.
Apple fiend, so they should
He
sponsor us.
actually is. Like, if you need any product displayed, we'll ask Christopher to display his Apple products.
That's right. All right. So we got turn off your phone. Then I love the way they said this. That pre-show announcement includes real rules.
Yes.
Like actual don't. Please and thank you.
Please don't film. Please don't take flash photography.
Right.
Please turn off your cell phones. Yeah.
Yeah, all those things.
Yeah.
They might be in some fun accent or a time period themed, like you said.
But
like
it is
it's part
real.
of the show, but it's real.
And you know what?
And it applies to everybody.
Somebody to corroborate this, but I have heard that the cell phones interrupt some of the audio signals sometimes. Is that true? People just say that to scare people?
I think it's like on airplanes when they just say it to scare people.
Okay, we might have to find out about that.
Yeah, let's find out.
Okay. Tune back in.
Yeah, there we go. I don't know. And maybe it does.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I just know I've heard people say that.
But I think I would say probably not, but we'll find out. I'll ask some audio people.
Okay.
I wonder if Kelly knows.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask her.
All right. Excuse me, I can't read. When should I applaud? That is an excellent question. According to Playbill.com, you should, here in the US, apparently London's West End is different, but entrance applause when an actor walks on stage for the first time is common for high certain profile stars. Yeah. If you're at a musical, applaud following musical numbers, not in the middle. Wait for, I hate, and it's just the musician in me.
Yeah.
But please, for the love of all things, just wait till the song is actually over.
But some people, man, they can't contain their excitement when someone sings a really big note and they're like, ah. I know. I agree. I agree.
Well, you know what?
Wait till the end.
Also, can we enjoy the note and not hear your nasty applause over it?
I agree.
Please.
That is good etiquette.
Thank you. All right. So, to continue this, for musicals and straight plays, blackouts are cues for applause.
Yes.
If there is a blackout, that is 100% hello, applaud.
And it's great to applaud there because it's kind of carrying the show through to the next moment of like, what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah. And it does say here, which is kind of interesting, if the scene ends but there is no blackout, follow the lead of the audience. If overall the audience has decided that they should applaud, let's do that.
Right.
Let's do that.
I'll often lead applause in some of those moments when we have our kids' shows.
Well, if it's our own shows,
people don't know, and you're like, it's a good time to clap. Yeah.
This one, we were talking about this one earlier. Stay quiet throughout the show.
You guys. It's a thing for me.
It's a real thing.
And y'all, here's the deal. I'm a loud person.
She is.
I love to sing. I love my jams. I have certain shows. Like if I go to see Ragtime, I am biting every cheek and holding on to things to not sing every song.
Yeah.
Please don't sing. It's not a sing along. It's not a sing along. When I went to see Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh gosh. An idea. No, we should do like a sing along show.
That's fine.
Come and pay.
Correct.
To sing along.
Whatever amazing. We're going to do Grease. You come sing along and sing your heart out. Some love it. Fine.
Also Rocky Horror is in that genre.
Yes.
That is encouraged.
But Hamilton. I went to see Hamilton. Everyone's singing.
Not
Dear Evan Hansen.
Encouraged.
Everyone's singing.
Not encouraged.
No. Don't do it.
Also, and then there's also the people, and this happens in movies, that are like, what do you think's going to happen next? And you're like, what?
Shh.
Well, first of all, shh.
Yes.
And second of all, I don't know. I'm watching it for the first time with you.
I also
unreal.
The people who critique mid-show, right? I love me car doors closed and you're like, ooh, the girl who played whatever. I'm all about that. In the middle of the show, and I have a few people who I will not name who are very guilty of this.
I'm probably guilty of this.
No. We do the leg squeeze.
Oh, but yeah.
We do a leg squeeze, or we're like,
are you talking about mid-show, not even intermission, literally while the show?
In the show.
Oh, incorrect.
Oh God,
absolutely
not. What's
not.
her costume? Oh, what? Oh, I hear people all the time.
Quiet down.
Yeah.
Quiet down.
Watching the show.
If you'd like to complain about it, please exit stage right or audience right in this case, because you're in the audience.
So pointy in my thing. But it's true. Everyone has an opinion. Totally great, but not till after the show.
Also, you were not paid, so no one asked you for your opinion.
Correct. You can go direct your own show.
That's right. But at intermission, feel free to talk about it with your friends and complain about it then.
Out of earshot of other people, because that's rude.
Also true. All right. Oh, I didn't even realize this. We have a third section. During intermission and after the show, there is still etiquette.
During intermission.
Shut up. Keep your comments neutral or positive.
Well, I laughed at my microphone. It's true. Because here's why. Can I tell you why?
Yes.
And this has happened, not to me being the person, but me hearing it. Where maybe that's your sister, friend, brother, sibling, daughter, where someone's talking about them and you're like, that's rude. Now, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but I think positive or neutral until you leave, and then you can be very, upfront with what you want to say.
Take your judginess to your car.
But yeah, you don't know who's sitting around you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not over it.
What's on there?
Not over it. Oh, interesting. I love this, so I'm glad this is on here. Check out the orchestra pit. Like, actually go down and check it out.
Oh, that honestly
I do it all the time, but that's because I'm me.
I remember being younger and really loving it. And I remember taking Ruby when the first time we went to Nutcracker and took her down there, and it's like magical, especially when you're younger. And I think it ties you into that part of the show a bit more too.
Well, yeah, and we love it. Yeah, I love looking up, and especially at the end of shows, like after the bows and exit music and everything. Like, I love when people come down when we're playing the exit music, and then we get our own little extra applause at the end.
And that is, so I'm going to talk, I don't know if it has that in the list, but that is one of my etiquette things too. I can't stand when people leave shows early. Maybe it gets there.
I don't know.
But even if you get up during curtain call, the show is not done until the last instrument is done playing and the conductor has said, we're done. They're still in show mode. And I get that it's different. It's like playoff or whatever.
Yeah.
Even if you're going to get up and start moving, don't leave the theater until you can give applause to the orchestra. I really think that's important.
I love that. I actually don't even necessarily know if I do that.
I try to, unless I'm in a really big hurry.
Because I also view exit music as exit music.
Yeah.
So it can go either way.
The orchestra doesn't get I guess they get applause when like the cast points to them. That's true. That's true.
We do. But I do still love if you have the time and the energy. Yeah. Come and hang out over the pit. Yeah. Stick your head over.
But also please don't leave. Like when people see it's the last scene, I can't stand when and they do it at sporting events too. And I think my husband's pretty good at clearly we're going to lose, but support your team. People are leaving in the 6th inning or 7th inning or whatever. Sit down. I get that maybe your person finished their scene and you're like, okay, we're out of here. Support to the end.
And don't leave. Just because the 11 o'clock number's over, don't be like, okay, peace out. I heard them sing the high note.
Correct.
I'm goodbye. Actually, you know what? If you want to leave, go, because I don't want you here.
You're not the right patron.
You're not the right patron.
True.
And you already gave me your money, so whatever.
Bye.
And then the last one is on their list is visit the stage door.
Okay.
The stage door outside the theater is where all the actors exit, and you can meet the talent post-show.
Okay,
maybe even have them sign memorabilia.
I have multiple thoughts on this.
Great. I'm here for all of them.
Well, tell me your thoughts about stage doors in general.
So I actually like the concept of going to the stage door if you want to. If you're like, oh, I really want to meet the leads. Sometimes you'll be waiting a long time because people got to get out of makeup.
So from an actor side, what do you think the responsibility is of an actor in terms of going to the stage door?
That's really interesting. I think that's a tricky question because I think that I really think it's up to the actor. I don't think that there's a right or wrong answer. I think you should always be gracious. I think you should, even if that's just a simple, as you're walking through the crowd, just hello, waving, acknowledge people's presence. But beyond that, if you want to sit around and sign all the memorabilia, I think that's awesome. And I think that's amazing. But sometimes it's I just want to go home and sleep because I got to do this 2 times tomorrow.
And I think that
or I'm hungry. I didn't eat dinner yet.
Yeah. And I think people who are maybe, I don't want to say non-theater people, but maybe non-performing theater people, because there are some audience theater mania fans who are very, very, they love theater. But if you have never performed 8 shows a week, I don't think you can be the person that's why does so-and-so not come to the stage door? It's exactly what you said. They could be not feeling well. Yeah. They could be exhausted. They could have already done stage door 3 times this week. But at the same time, I think then that should be communicated, because I get really sad when I hear stories of people waiting at the stage door and waiting at the stage door and waiting. And then finally, like, the crowd's dispersing, most casts have come out, and then they'll be like, oh, so-and-so is not coming out. I kind of think there should be like an established,
I wish there was
like, hey, here's who's coming out today, guys. So if you want to see these people, hang tight, or we'll have some ensemble members and then these two people. And I've never had a stage door moment like at that level. I mean, when I played Peter Pan, every kid that came to see that show wanted my autograph. And I spent hours after every show. I still want
your autograph regularly.
I'll give you my autograph. But I did it because I think it's important for younger little kids that were coming to see the show. I wanted them to establish that I wanted to do it, and I knew it may be only one of the times. If you're like a resident Broadway performer, it has got to get tiring. It has got 100%. To get like, so I get the not wanting to do it all the time, and I think 100%. I want fans and patrons to kind of understand that and be respectful.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had friends who've had to be escorted out the opposite way of the theater because there's just too many people.
Yeah.
And if you come out, you either sign everyone's thing or no one's thing, you know, and it's...
I have seen it where it's like, you get what you get. Like if security clears a path, like you grab the ones you can grab as you sort of move through.
Yeah.
I'm kind of okay with that because it's like, they are not going to get to 9,000 signatures tonight.
But then you're just like, I wanted a picture. I came all the way from Kansas to see you. You know, it's hard. I think it's one of the hardest parts of being, and I know Broadway famous is different than like movie star famous, but I think it's tricky. And I guess there's some people, and that might be another topic, who are historically great at stage door. I don't want to say great, but like come to stage door and do that a lot.
Yeah.
And then some people that are just like known for being like, no, I'm out.
I'm curious to see if we could figure that out, if there's a thing out there.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, that concludes the Playbill list. Do you want to add anything else, or did that kind of cover all your...
I have a couple. I'm
ready.
So
I'm ready for the extra Charna add-ons.
Loud children. Here's my thing. I have children. I've taken them to many a show.
In fact, they ended up on stage one time.
Not because of me. We got to tell that story.
Tell it.
I feel like that's for, that's not that, maybe that falls in Theatre Etiquette weekend. But I think if your child, depending on their age, I think there's different parameters, right? But I think it's important to teach kids early on Theatre Etiquette. Yeah. So the volume, I remember often having to tell Sebastian, like when he was young and we'd bring him to theater, who's that? You know, and I'd be like, oh buddy, let me tell you, bring your voice down, like reminding them, because if you don't teach them.
There's like outside voice, inside voice, theater voice.
Library voice, right?
Library.
And I think if you don't teach them, the people around you are eventually going to be like, shut your kid up, or and you're going to ruin their experience. So I think reminding kids, the candy wrappers. I'm a big snack person. I am all about giving snacks to the kids.
Unwrap the candy wrappers before the show begins.
When there's a huge applause. That's when I will do it with the kids. Like they're like, can I have a snack? And I'll be like, nope, you got to wait. And then as soon as the applause goes, I'll be like, rah, rah, and then I'll give it to them, right? Yeah. Things like that. I think if you have a younger kid who's crying or whining, please take them out. I think that they are young. They need to be removed, because you can't control if they're 2 or 3, they're going to have those moments. That's okay. You shouldn't be there like trying to shush them and be like, stop crying. Like just
But then the question is,
take them out.
Should you be taking kids that young to the theater?
I think it depends. I mean, you and I both have kids where maybe one day they were totally fine at that age and the next day they just had a bad day, you know? And you're like, why are you freaking out right now? Yeah. You know?
Like, because they have 9,000 things happening in their little bodies.
Yeah. So I think just be aware of that and sit somewhere that you know you can exit quickly.
That's true.
And take them out, and not to the back of the theater, because we can still hear you. Out.
Not to the back.
So Unruly Kids. I think, what was one of the other ones that I had brought up when we were first talking? Singing along for sure.
Yes.
Oh, screaming out people's names. So this is more of a youth theater, high school theater thing. Right. This doesn't happen, at least I've been in any Broadway show or professional theater tour, but I can't stand it when Joey is playing Sky Masterson and he comes on stage and I'm like, okay, well, he's Sky Masterson right now and you just ruined the show. So shut up, and quit screaming. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
I'm going to need you to close your mouth and stop making noise.
Quit
immediately
screaming, Joey, I love ya! Or like, I don't know. there's like theater cheering and applauding, and then there's like football game cheering and applauding.
And also, like, if you want to do that, I know it kind of was like clap when a person comes on stage for the first time, but clap. If you want to really cheer for somebody, you know when to do that? During the bows.
Yes.
Go for it.
And then you can say, Joey, I love you all you want. Then you can say, Joey, I love you, marry me, Joey. That's fine.
But like,
not when he's singing, My Kind of Day.
Right.
My Kind of Day.
Not My Time of Day.
My Time of Day.
My time of day is the dark time.
I love that song.
It's a good song.
And it's kind of like lots of people don't sing it.
Nope.
Audition book.
Audition book. That was the last episode, Charna. Keep up. Oh, but I will say it's kind of serendipitous that on this Playbill thing, the picture they put on here is something rotten.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's the show we're doing right now.
It sure is.
That is serendipitous. Serendipitous is a fun word,
It is
too.
a fun word. I like that word.
I like it, too. Serendipitous. 5 syllables. There's not a lot of 5-syllable words.
True.
That's a good one. Okay, sorry. That was super tangent.
We're going to close this out. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you.
Go to our website, uncommonpod.com.
I can interrupt him here.
I know. Let's be honest. It's not just here. But uncommonpod.com. Check us out on Instagram at Charnopher Official.
Like and subscribe on YouTube.
Ding, ding, ding. And on that note,
Charnopher out.
It's great.
That was poking me in the mouth. Oh no.
This concludes another episode of Uncommon Sense. If you're ready for more of this fresh, hilarious, and unique perspective on the world of entertainment, education, and life, be sure to subscribe right now to catch every episode. If you gasped, laughed out loud, or even snorted, share the show with your friends and aspiring entertainers because, let's be real, sharing is caring. For more Charnopher, tune in to their witty insights by checking out the website uncommonpod.com or connecting on social media. Tune in next week and get the real insider scoop on another episode of Uncommon Sense.